Hello gamers and welcome back to Let's Play Ash of Gods. We're down to 2 groups and I've actually double checked a bit in a walkthrough after losing the group, and yeah, it's possible to keep the group, but there's a couple of events and a certain chain of events that you set in motion or don't set in motion, and that lead to a certain outcome. Yeah, and our outcome was that the group disappears, and tough luck, but that's life, and it's a game for replayability. Now imagine we only play the game for achievements, for example, in a second or third run, and then we could, don't read all the dialogue, just do the fights and make the decisions. Okay. You hope for a lucky turn. Maybe it will happen in Frigga, so we need to get to Frigga, which is over here. Let's take the secret pathway. Okay, continue. I'm not inclined to reduce the difficulty level yet. Approaching the next turn, Ike nods. Oh, there's Gaenor's mansion. He's the local huntsman, a slimy bastard, if ever there was one. Rubs shoulders with toll collectors and hangs out with bandits. Elias, the local guard commander, was after him for ages, but he's since lost all hope of catching him. Realizing that even scoundrels may be useful, you head for the mansion, accompanied by a grumbling Ike. You find a huntsman there, an arrow stuck in his abdomen. Gaenor is alive, barely. If he doesn't receive aid immediately, he's going to die. Let's help him. You bring the huntsman into the house, remove the arrow, noting the peculiar arrowhead, and bandage the wound. It's clear that Gaenor will soon die without proper aid. Time to think things through. The forest is home to healing herbs. The huntsman would recover much faster if you were to find them. Potions and magic are viable options too, but you hate to waste resources on a scoundrel. However, without such measures, it will take several days to nurse the wounded huntsman back to health. Let's give him the potion now. You've saved an antidote in your saddled bag for a rainy day. You hate to waste it on such a scoundrel, but you really need that hint before it dies with him. As Gaenor starts to feel better, he tells you he quarreled with some scoundrels. He even notified the guards, but was ambushed and shot. While lying on the ground, he had a vision of an old woman, touching his belly and easing his pain. She uttered a single word, Lon. You realize that this is the hint you've been looking for. Good. As you part ways with Gaenor, a captain and his squad break into the mansion. The captain introduced himself as Elias and asks what happened. Gaenor points to you, claiming that it was you who injured him. The guards ready their weapons, so you need to come up with an excuse. Show the papers by Prince Drake or use magic on Elias. Let's show the papers. You brandish the papers with the prince's seal. Elias carefully reads them, looking surprised. He tells you to wait until he gets to the bottom of things. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed, so you lose 2 days while the captain confirms your authority. Great. Day 27. Let's take the robber's strike. Perfect spot for ambushing. You feel the reaping grow stronger. Its shadow falls upon you. The curse that has crippled your arm is reaching for your heart. If you give up and feed some of your power to the enchantment, you can prevent the reaping from growing stronger. If you resist and conserve your strength, the dark magic will tighten its grip on the world. Let's resist the curse. The reaping grows stronger. Terminum plunges into chaos. Now it's 8. The plague rages, pitting folk against each other. Yet you gather the strength to end this once and for all. That is your hope. Indeed it is. Woodland Bastion or Shamanic Fell. Shaman's Tower, an old Gabonan tower at the mouth of a mining ravine. Everyone but the meanest thugs give it a wide berth. Legend has it a powerful Vandal shaman was once tortured to death inside. A small stockade and barracks used by huntsmen and guard. Let's go there. When you stop to rest, Aik, who's been eyeing your notebook and sketches for some time now, finally asks you about it. Book lovers have their secrets, I understand, but why does your book bear the king's seal on the cover? Top aristocrats aren't even allowed to use it on their ribbons. Not even Prince Treek is allowed. Why are you? You can't help but smile. The giant warrior is actually quite observant. Treek didn't favor him without reason. What's the best way to reply though? Tell Aik about the book, gloss over the subject, or plead royal confidentiality and say nothing? Let's tell Aik. Did you know that Shriek's father was as stubborn as his son? You ask Aik. I suspect his grandson is as well. He was supposed to marry a Gabonon princess, and the Gabonon monarchs are infamous for their family resemblance. They are quite ugly. However, the only beautiful bride around was the Isanan king's granddaughter, who just happened to be visiting the Ordalan queen. How could he get himself introduced? You show Aik the inscription sealed by the Isanan and Jeranan royal houses. The bearer is trustworthy. With a chuckle, you explain. The current king of Jarana was training in Ordala's regiment of young soldiers. The royal library supplied their textbooks. As it so happened, the princess was also an avid reader. That's how it worked out between the two of them. And Scribe, who has their go-between, received this notebook as thanks. Aik stares at you wide-eyed. Do you have any idea how valuable that book is? That Isanan princess, Treek's mother, died a long time ago. It's what made the king bitter forever. And now wait a moment. Didn't all that happen 50 years ago? You chuckle. Yes, I was a bit younger then. As for value, aren't good memories enough? Let's continue on the robber's track. Why is it not counting Strixes actually?
The road to the west of Frigga is full of refugees and retreating troops. People are being driven from the ancient fort by the war and the reaping. And while you can run from war, the reaping will claim anyone. The pyre is burning. The crows are circling the place, and it seems as though all hope is lost. You don't even know why you need to visit the abandoned Frigga. Do you hope to uncover another piece of this treacherous puzzle? Or maybe you hope to catch up to Thornbrennan's daughter and figure out the source of her power. Do you have enough time for that?
I hope so.
The blackness possessing your arm is slowly creeping up. The curse crawls its way to your heart, making your journey into a race with death itself. Thankfully, you managed to leave it in the dust. For now.
Your squad nears Frigga's gate. The last defenders abandon the pale stone fortress. Thornbrennan and his daughter are somewhere up ahead. How could she withstand the Reaper? The question weighs heavy on your mind. The gate is wide open, no guards inside. It's no surprise that you do not see a tollman. There aren't even any archers on the towers. The town is empty. The oldest fort of Bakana is abandoned. What's there to do in an empty fortress? Where should one go? Rask fidgets restlessly in his saddle. He used to have a small shop in Frigga, but sold it long ago. The memories still haunt him. He touches the wall as he rides by. You find this kind of sentimentally foolish. You feel a sudden burst of unbearable pain. You turn to Rask. He grows pale and wipes the sweat from his brow while with shaking hands. He clearly shares your anguish, which means you were not mistaken. One of your brethren, one of the few remaining Umbra, has passed from this mortal coil. Okay, I've gained a skill point, at least something. Rask catches his breath. Damnation. It got me good. Don't say a word. I felt it too. But it was muddy. Some kind of sorcery must have gotten in the way. It could have happened today, yesterday, even a couple of days ago. We'll talk more of this later. Let's talk to Aik. Used to stay here, a grand fortress, this one, not as beautiful as Hyborg or as formidable as Opakum, but it was so ancient and lively. Now it's empty. Isana's soldiers didn't even close the gate on their way out. I hope they didn't just run for the hills. The soldiers of Isana were the first Birkans to prepare for battle. As far as I know, Frigga doesn't have a sizable garrison, though Prince Hedderlik personally assumed command to protect the fortress from the constant bandit incursions. Odala even sent him a squad of swordsmen in aid. Now let's not be licking Odala's boots just because they've sent some swordsmen our way, alright? Didn't Jarana send soldiers to patrol the Vendel forest as well? The only one to blame here is Gebonna. They are part of a Burkana too, yet they are completely unwilling to help. They are only good at scavenging the roads. It was Gebonna that built Frigga, Hyborg and Opacum. They were the first to stand up to Frisia. Even now, despite the numerous threats delivered by Frisian messengers and the resulting infighting, they have not given up, nor betrayed their own. Remember that, Ake. I don't quite get you, Hopper. You're saying I should be grateful to Gebonna or something? Thank that bloated kingdom that brings nothing but misfortune? Name a single reason why, just once. It's easy, Ake. Besides, there are many reasons, but I'll name the main three. Frigga, Hyborg and Opacum. The three great Gebonnan fortresses, which were peacefully transferred to the five kingdoms by Gebonna to aid in protecting all of Berkana. Now I need some answers. Neither Perta nor Rhydonna defend the west of Berkana. Why? That one is obvious. The Pelians wait for an opportunity to bite at our flanks or from the coast. Ships from Peta and Rhydonna sail our waters. Don't forget that Frisia has a fleet of its own, and every kingdom's capital is near the sea. Pelians have not attacked in years. Frisia has never even tried to take Berkana's forts by sea. Still, there are advisors whispering into our rulers' ears day and night, warning them of potential threats. It's why half our troops stay at home. Why did Gebonna not become the sixth kingdom in the alliance? Because every Gebonnan is a devious bastard. Well, their women are beautiful and their children are nice, but all the others are bastards. I guess I did meet a decent... Oh, shit. They're not different from other Berkans in any way, though. Allied with Gebonna, Berkana would be much stronger than Frisia. You'll be surprised to know who opposed this alliance. The Temple of Divine Retribution, that's who, Koronson included. It's indescribably strange. How were Frisian troops prepared for war? Who knows? I wasn't spying on them. They've got good fortune tellers or something. They foresaw the reaping. The Frisians got their act together, assembled the troops and stationed them near the border. Then the reaping strikes and we're already at arm's length. It wasn't that they anticipated the reaping. They were the ones to call it forth, like Vandal shamans praying for rainfall. True, those shamans are met with less success, but they don't seal their sorcery with blood. The same can't be said of our temples. Okay, urgent matters to attend to. For example, talk to Rask. Why are you making that face? Yes, my senses have sharpened. You're not the only one to get the heart of matters. You know, these are terrible times if our Umbra brethren lose their bodies in such a foul place. Who are you talking about exactly? I felt it too. Barely though. Either the place or the weapon has been sealed with a spell, making it hard to tell where and when it all happened. Can you at least tell me who died? That's what I should be asking you. Did this blackness of yours rob you of your intuition? It was my old friend, Kabath, who lost his body. Recently he's been going by the name of Drukat. Not to worry though, he's seen worse. What would he be doing here? Isn't it obvious? Frigga should be governed by the Prince of Isana, while Kabath has always been a frequent guest at his court. So nothing surprising about good old Drukat appearing in Frigga. The only thing that surprises me is that he actually died. Umbra are not easily killed. Haven't seen Kabath for ages. He was called Drua back then. He disappeared somewhere on the northern Pelian Islands. Many theories behind it. Where's he headed now? I don't know. He always was quite fickle. One thing I know for sure, Kabath possesses only the bodies of certain lowlifes. Though he'd not settle for a peasant. The times dictate that he'll have to make do with the body he gets. Never could understand him. Always hiding something, and all those children. But I've no time to save some nobleman from death's embrace. What's your take on all this? What do you think? Don't you see what I've been reduced to? For years now, every little sound startles me. I've been bound to this body ever since the Ashen Wasteland appeared. If it goes, I go with it. Perhaps my death will be even more final than human death. First, you bring it up, then you say that it's not your secret to tell. See my hand? That's my secret. Wish I knew the solution to it, and now I'm bound to this body too. I won't just be flying away and looking for a new shell like Kabaf does. I think it all leads back to us somehow. That's right, Kabaf loves life so much, he just wouldn't die that easily. His hand was forced, whatever. I'll meet him later. Although he likes to pull pranks on me whenever he switches bodies. Takes his sweet time before reintroducing himself. Let's hope he doesn't possess the body of a shaman or Frisian. Although, what difference will it make? To be honest, I have no time for Kabaf right now. There's a well of mysteries to solve, so I must avoid any distractions. Let's talk some other time. And we should talk to Hedalek. You leave the horses at the hitching post, but are met with a bustle at the gate. As everyone prepares to leave, no Hedalek in sight. You are noticed by a soldier and he calls to you. Hey, and who might you be? What are you doing here? We are leaving. Prince Hedalek's dead, so we are all leaving for Hyborg. Damnation. Dealing with this ruler's death is my hardest challenge yet. I used to marvel at Isana's good fortune, no longer. Now that Prince Hedalek is, let us cherish the memory of this most noble man. I'm afraid that won't bring my prince back. Still, I'm grateful for your kind words. Had you some business with the prince? Gales may soon break in, so speak now. I need to see Thorn Brennan. Prince Treek has some questions for him. I need to catch up to him quickly, so we can speak of a matter of the utmost urgency. He's become quite popular, it seems. Some boy from Hyborg was here a couple of days ago, half dead. Was looking for him too. Had some kind of official pardon from Treek. He still had time to catch up to Thorn. Hode was his name, I think. I directed him to the White Tower. That was the Giranan prince. How did he get ahead of us? Unless he changed horses. Now, that's crafty. Doesn't matter to me. Even if it's a king. Still, Thorn won't be circling the White Tower for long. He'll probably head to Opakum next. Perhaps you'll intercept him. Drukut, our best warrior, should be accompanying him. Oh, Drukut. How did Macht get into this situation? He's young and hot-headed. Didn't want to be left in the shadow of his father, Matt Thorn. Always in the thick of battle. Then one day his luck ran out. Did you not see Thorn Brennan's daughter in his squad? A girl of around 16. Perhaps I did. It's not as if I was inspecting every one of them. Any more questions? Okay. Hello, Lon. I share your grief for Prince Hedalek's death. He was truly a fine warrior. You keep touching your chest. Are you wounded? Our leader, Hopper, is a very fine healer. Thanks, Ake. So you're together then. Not much of a wound. Not anymore. Got struck by an arrow, but this old hag appeared and fixed me up. She was really strange, if you ask me. Aha. A strange hag, you say. Have you noticed anything? Noticed any other oddities since she healed your wound? Oh, have I? On my arm, for one, it's itching like mad. You are a healer. Can you take a look? You nod and examine Lon's hand. Under the already familiar spell work, you find a short sentence. It complements the previous one, like a sword and sheath. You will save yourself by saving others. Gods. Now that's a relief. It's gone. Was it magic? Did the hag curse me? If it's gone, why do you even ask? I'd like to find that hag and have a little chat with her. If it's gone, why do you even ask? Skill points gained, great. You dabble in sorcery then. With folks like you, one should keep both eyes open. Hopper's not some cheap magician, if that's what you're thinking. He's got a temple license and Prince Treek's full support. Hopper aided you, so you should be grateful. It's not your place to ask how he did it. You're right, Ake. I'm shaken by the siege is all. But I can still appreciate another's kindness. I bow to you, healer, and thank you for aiding me. Alas, I've no other reward to offer. As a scribe, I value information above all else. Your answers will add to my knowledge, which is reward enough. Why is there no siege? Ask the one issuing the orders from the other side. This fort may be standing on a cliff and difficult to assault, but it's hanging by a thread. Plenty of attackers bearing down on it too. I think their leader just doesn't give a crap. All these bold defenders would find themselves impaled on bandit pikes otherwise. Wait, I think I'm missing something. What leader are you talking about? Has some great warlord managed to unite the local Gels and Vandals under his banner? There's a leader, to be sure. I've seen his silhouette at night, in the torchlight. A giant in chains, carrying a glaive. The moment he appeared near the fires, the siege halted, but uttered nary a word. Yet all the fighters withdrew in unison, then moved east. That's why we are leaving too, lest we are cut off from Berkana. Dovkal, there has never been anything like this. It seems as though they desire nothing less than to completely crush Berkana. What old woman are you talking about? Don't know. First I thought she was one of the locals. They helped a great deal during the assault. She dealt with those wounds wonderfully. However, she whispered some strange things while she bandaged me. An invocation, it seems. And then she up and vanishes. Kept the witches from entering the fort, though. What witch are you talking about? Do you enjoy repeating any heresy you hear in Terminum or something? Next you'll tell me that you've seen the Lady of the Forest. Don't know. Thin crutch in her hand, she just stood on a hill, and it was like everybody around went deaf. Our hag stood near the gate, inside the fort, crossed her arms and kind of bent forward, as if walking into the wind. Then she vanished. I don't even know what to think. Aye, food for thought. To be certain, the Lady of the Forest is the last thing we need. There's still the big question. Alright, ask me. It's not that I don't wish to help you. It's that I'm running out of time. You too need to get out, while you still can. Where should we intercept Thorn Brennan? Not sure, but the seasoned hunters living here advise following the sound of water if you're lost. Then you follow the river till you reach a lake with a small island. Wait there. That's where everybody gathers. Well, thank you, Lon. We'll be on our way. If you've nothing more to say, the onslaught may still resume. It seems we'll have to take one of the roads to Apakum. Wait. Go where everyone else goes, but first be healed where the water washes away the ineradicable sorcery, and listen to those who have an affinity with animals. That's what the old witch said. Haven't forgotten a word of that hogwash. I do not know what any of that means, Lon, but it's certainly not hogwash. Safe travel to all of us. Farewell. Okay. Leave Frigga. Now, did the game actually save? 5 PM, it just saved. It's a good moment to end this episode. Did it really? Double check. Yes, it did. Alright then. Thanks a lot for watching. Until then, bye for now.